Mike here. Mike Cohen. Who else have we got here? We've got two people watching. Let's get this on the big screen. Six six hand spice families here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're well. How is everyone today? Um, so what's everyone up to today? Let me get this up on the big screen so I can see what's going on, and then we can get into this properly. Da, 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 So Dean's here. Dean's here, and he's reminding me that I turned up all of 2 minutes late. I think I was only one, mate. I think it was still um 1 minute past. So I think I wasn't as late as 2 minutes. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's a lot more regular now though. I'm a lot more closer to the time. Remember to hit that like button for our cheers, Mike. Thanks for reminding everyone. Let's see. Becky's here. Becky, how are you doing? Thank you very much for turning up. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. How's your cleaning and polishing those Nestle tables going? Uh, Six and Spike is saying like 1.5. Nice one. Ismail Koroli is here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Um, my grandma, my grandma is regular. You're nowhere near it yet. No way. I'm getting there, man. I was here at 8 o'clock a couple of weeks ago, bang on, and last week I was only a minute late, and the week before that I was only 2 minutes late. So I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there. Um, so Mike's got some new chickens. What chickens have you got, Mike? That's interesting. How many more chickens have you got? Because you've already got quite a little breed, little flock. Put some bitter gourd seeds into germinate, but that's about it. Have you started growing the rest of your gourds yet? What do you grow, Ismail? What are all the plants that you normally grow each year? Um, and when do you start planting and potting things up? So you've got mixed breed. There were three, and there were, and you've got 25 of them. Nice. That's a big flock. That's not bad at all. Um, are these the rescues? Did you get some rescue birds? Had my first roll on my first live. Had my first roll on my first live stream last night. Soon disappeared. Hey? Oh, first troll. Okay. It's gonna take me days to French polish those tables. I've cleaned 2 out of 3, and I've put a couple of coats on one table. I need a break now. Um, I looked at what you were doing. It seems quite interesting. Do you know French polish? I've never seen French polish before. What is it? Is that just what it's called, French polish? Because normally I just go for give it whenever I clean stuff like that, give it a light sanding and a bit of beeswax. Um, Sayyida Khanamzia, Ahmad, how are you doing? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Tayyib and Khadija, they're downstairs. My mum, well, their mum, my wife's back. So now I'm a little bit more sane now. Everything's a little bit more organized. Yeah, sort of the from a free range farm near us. And were they the ones that basically stopped laying for them or become uneconomical for them to keep, and they're the ones that you've rescued now? Nice. So you grow tomatoes, cucumbers, spring onions, and strawberries. That's a nice variety there. I've got some tomato. What varieties of tomatoes are you planting? Because I've got some tomatoes planted. One is a beefsteak tomato, and that's just one variety that we planted is a beefsteak tomato, and that's just from a supermarket. Massive. Is a massive tomato from the supermarket. It's quite a nice one. So we just took the seeds from that and planted a load of them. But I've got some named varieties as well. So I've got some Amish paste, some San Marzano, some yellow pear. They're all in my little grow room to be waiting for them to pop up. So Mitch Simpson's here. It's the right time to germinate gourd. Is it the right time to germinate gourds? It is the right time to start germinating your gourds. I've literally just before I came on live, I've just start. Well, I'm halfway through filming my gourd planting video for this season. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'll get that out this week. So yes, it is a good time to start time. So it is a good time to start planting them. Um, if you've got a place that you can keep them warm, it's a good time to start now, because they want that long growing season. And if you can get them mature before you plant them out, you've got a lot more chance of them fruiting. But if you haven't got the places to keep them warm and just give them that nice cozy environment, then wait for a couple of few more weeks. Wait till probably the middle of March before you plant them. I mean, what I do is from about this time every yeah, what I do is from about this time every couple of weeks I'll plant another set, and then we'll see. We'll by the end of March, early April, we'll have stopped sowing. So we'll plant a few every few weeks, and then once we're safe to just keep them on the windowsill and out of heat, out of light, out of artificial light, out of artificial heat, then we'll just stop sowing, and everything will just be growing on our windowsills. I hope that's helped, Mitch. I hope that's answered your question, if that's okay. But yeah, keep an eye out for the video that I'm going to put up this week on planting gourds. So just keep an eye on that. Who else didn't I, there's who didn't I say hello to? Rachel Jane's allotments here. Rachel, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. James Phillips is here. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. And Mr. Bovril's in the house. Mr. Bovril's here. Phillipstown Nordic allotment. He's here. Um, he's changed it back to Phillipstown. One of the very first live streams that I ever did. Um, Carl came on live stream, and it was his channel name was Phillipstown Allotment, right? Um, and I thought, okay, it was Phillips Town Allotment. So it was Philip. He had it was allotment, and it was in town. So I kept on calling him Philip, and everyone's like, "Who's Philip?" And everyone's talking to Carl, and I'm like, "Who's Carl?" And they're like, "Who's Philip?" And it was very confusing. Yeah, very confusing. It was crazy. It was quite funny as well. It always makes me chuckle whenever he puts up Philip's Town allotment. um, so Kelly's here. Kelly's Kitchen Garden. Kelly, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I was watching your one seed challenge today, and I fancy a go on your one seed challenge. Um, or with the one seed challenge, do I have to be nominated, or can I just join in? Because no one's nominated me. Do I just join in and say I'm doing it, like Gate Crash? um, have I missed anyone out? If I missed anyone out, say something and I'll say hello. Because yeah, I was ju- I was I lost the plot a bit talking about God. So yeah, there's no nominations. It's just open to all. Okay, right. I'm gonna do it. And I think I've got a seed that I'm gonna try it with. I'm gonna try it with a bit of gourd and see how that works. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Um, so, what have I got planted so far? What's everyone got planted so far? Um, what have I got planted so far? Let's have a look. Think we've got some tomatoes. My tomatoes, some of them are about that big, about 4 or 5 inches. That is about 4 or 5 inches, isn't it? So some of my tomatoes are about that tall. We started separating them out, pricking them out, and putting them into little paper cups. I grow my tomatoes in paper cups, rather than I see a lot of people use those plastic cups, um, and I tend to use those paper cups. They work just as well, and you can compost them at the end of the season. Um, so Dean's got leeks, onions, leeks, tomatoes, cabbage, red cabbage, and kohlrabi. uh, I need to get some kohlrabi planted. I did plant some kohlrabi in my hotbed, and then a rat came into my hotbed and just sort of ruined everything. Um, yeah, so I need to get some traps down in my greenhouse as well. Yeah, I started lots off indoors, just hardy stuff that will stand being outside in about a month under fleece. Ah, okay. Um, when you say hardy stuff, what have you got in there? Tell me all. Um, and if anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like. We're on 13 people, 6 likes. If you can pop that like count up for me, that'd be good. And if anyone can share this stream out, that'd be really good for me as well. Let's get some more people in here. So Phillips planted, Carl's planted garlic, onions, shallots, kale, and spinach. Garlic, onions, shallots, kale, and spinach. Are those onions that you've grown from seeds? Brian's here. Brian, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Sorry, Becky has to go. Got to go shopping. Have fun shopping. We've we came back in from shopping just before 6. Yeah, we went to Wilco's and did a nice bit of yeah, garden top up. So enjoy yourself, and we'll see you when you're back. Um, Gonna try spinach this year and peas too. Ismail, try. I don't know if you like chard, but try some Swiss chard as well. It's 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 as good as spinach, and it comes in some of the colours. The plants are really colourful. They look really good. It hasn't got that irony sort of taste that spinach has. So I like chard. I do really like chard. And if you grow rainbow chard, you can get them, yellow, red, white. It looks really pretty as well. So Mitch is growing loads of super hot chili peppers and plan to grow loads of vegetables. Which chili peppers have you planted super hot? Because today, well, not today, yesterday I found some of my purple tiger seeds and I planted them. I've got some Scotch bonnet planted. I've got some cayenne peppers. I've got some of my own saved seeds that we keep growing. And the ordinary green chilies, we've got loads of them as well. So not forgetting chili plants again. What chili plants do you like, Ismail? So Kelly's got lettuce, broad beans, cabbage, calabrese, onions from seed, and spring onions, peas for shoots, not microgreen. Okay. Spinach, celeriac, radish, turnips. Wow, you have gone all out. So yeah, I've planted some radish in my greenhouse. Just before we start planting everything into the greenhouse, we I always plant a few lines of radish and some coriander. I did it last year, had pretty decent results. We've done it again. The radishes are, well, starting to develop their first set of true leaves. Yeah, they're coming on all right. Um, Nick's here. Nick's allotment diary. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. You've got cauliflowers and kohlrabi, beetroot. I want to try. Do you know brassicas? I don't grow loads of brassicas. Cabbages, collies, things like that. I never really grow loads of them, and I think I should. I think I should. Izzy Wiz is here. Izzy, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. First time joining the live stream. Everyone, make Izzy welcome. Give Izzy a big family garden welcome. Um, Nick, everyone's saying hello to Izzy. That's what I like to see. I'm after some bird's eye chili seeds for my mum for Indian dishes. Bird's eye chilies, they're like jalapenos but a bit bigger, aren't they? Are they the ones that you're on about? Are you on about, or am I mixing them up with bullet chilies? I'll have a look at bird's eye and I'll see what we were talking about there. Everyone's welcoming. Is it? I'm growing broad beans, onions from seeds, cauliflowers, red cabbage, and celeriac. Celeriac's another one that I've never grown. That's another one that I've never grown. Uh, what what is celeriac like? What is it? I know it's related to the celery family, but yeah, tell me a bit more about it. So you've got Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. You okay, buddy? Come on. You got Reaper. You've got S Peach, Pink Tiger, types by Cross Reaper. Loads more. Wow, Mitch, you're yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Look at all those super hot chilies that he's growing. So this little man's not feeling well today. He was up. It was probably since about 4 o'clock this morning, being sick. It was yeah. So he's been quite poorly today. They've all they're all taking their turns with it. My wife's had it. The baby's had it. Khadijah's had it, and now it's your turn. Uh, and I say I haven't got enough time to be ill, have I? I'm too busy to be ill. Eh? Yeah. Sophie B's here. How are you doing, Sophie? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're well. If anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like. I'd really appreciate it.
If I like it.
Are you gonna hit the like from over here? Okay.
Hit that like.
There you go. Good lad.
To forget.
Okay. Oh, I can't get. He's struggling to get his words out today, aren't you? Okay. Yeah, sit up here. You'll be a bit more comfortable. Oh, there you go. See, he's like my he's like his dad. When he gets ill, that's it. The world ends. So yeah, he is very much like me in that sense. I can't. To say I'm someone who lives in pain, right? The minute I get the slightest bit of a cold, that's it. I'm knocked out. um. So everyone's saying get well soon. Kelly says get well soon. Thanks. Nick's saying sorry to hear you're not well. Hope you feel better soon. So everyone's saying. Leslie's saying oh.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone. Okay. Okay. I've got you. Celeriac is a big root, a bit like swede, but with a mild celery taste. Lovely in salads, but also can be roasted and mashed. Mmm. Ismail said, May Allah grant you shifa. Ameen. I'm growing some empty beer cans near.
Sophia, how do I pronounce that?
Sophia Divan. Assalamu alaikum. No, he's not well. He's not well. He's been up since 4 o'clock this morning, being sick. So he's a little bit under the weather. They've all had it. I'm just waiting my turn. So Brian's growing some empty beer cans near an open greenhouse door. I want to grow. Oh, Brian. He wants to grow draft beer. Oh my gosh.
I want to grow medicine.
You want to grow medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know fresh fruit and vegetable is medicine? Do you know fresh fruit like strawberries full of vitamin C, raspberries full of vitamin C, black currants, red currants? all full of vitamin C, apples. Um, it's all good for you. So it keeps you strong as well. Uh, I've got Romanian beef tomatoes growing from the from the pinching out of last year's tomatoes and pinching out of those. So my first experiment in cloning. From the pinching out, do you mean from the suckers? Or do you mean what do you mean from the pinching out? Uh, and James, can you get? Have you got any pictures of those tomatoes? Because they look quite nice. Actually, they sound quite nice. I like a good beef tomato. Um, Also, if anyone wants to join our little Facebook group, you're more than welcome to come along and say hello on our little Facebook group. We keep the chat going on there. I'll get a link for it. Here's a link. Oops, where's it? There we go. There's a link to our little Facebook group. It's not a massive group. It's a small community that we've got on there. If you do fancy coming on and joining in with the chat there, you're more than welcome to. There's quite a few of the YouTubers in there, so uh, so my Crimson Crush tomatoes. Are you sowing your Crimson Crush tomatoes tonight? Nice one. Uh, John Bishop is here. Bish, did I not say hello to you earlier?
The fish asleep.
Tony's Gardens and Gizmos here. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. I saw your video earlier today of what you're sowing so far. Yeah, you've got quite a few things going there. So my garden has spent so much time underwater. I'm thinking of growing kelp. Bish, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's spring's almost here, so we'll be going fishing soon. Do you want to go fishing with Bish?
No.
No. Why? Next holidays. Next holidays when you go to Warsaw, we can go fish with Bish.
Okay.
We can go. Do you fancy going fish with Bish?
Uh-huh.
We can go fishing with Bish. So Kelly's saying watercress is something that I want to grow in my pot. But I need to get some. I need to get some plants. So watercress is something that I fancy growing.
What's watercress?
It's like a salad leaf that you can grow in the pond.
Can you eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it. So sorry to hear of all the flooding that everyone's had. How's the weather been so far this weekend for everyone? Because it's supposed to be what's the storm? Georgie, or Jorge, or so. It's pronounced something like Jorge, but it's written George. Um, Tony's here. Tony from UK. Here we grow. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you keeping? We can use your dad. We can. Davey saying, Bish is saying we can use your dad as bait. Means hook me to a hook and throw me in the water to catch the fish. So for Brian, it was bitterly cold outside today. Um, Landcress is supposed to be nice to landcress, isn't it? Isn't that just the normal stuff that we grown that we used to grow in eggs when we were in school? Isn't that kind of stuff? Kilted Gardeners here. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Wind has kicked up a bit where you are, where Kelly's. So Georgie has dumped on me. Frank Caldwell is here. Frank, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Have you been working today, Frank? I need a bit of help with my hyacinth beans. Only 7 or so germinated, but they've grown so fast that they've taken over my whole windowsill. Ah, you're doing awesome. If you've got to that stage, that's fantastic. We're struggling with ours this year. Normally by we'd normally start planting this year and they'd be popping up, But this year, for some reason, they seem to be they just don't want to be popping their heads out of the soil. So we'll see how far we are, how far we're at in a couple of weeks. But yeah, if yours are growing up, pinch them out, pinch the tops out, and do you know if they're quite thin as well? Make sure you give them a little wobble so that it thickens up the stems. But pinch them out. That'll encourage side shoots as well, and keep pinching them out. So so you planted 20 beans and only seven came up. Have you had them under heat? Have you had them on heat to make sure that they germinate? Because I think you have got heated propagators, haven't you? They want at least around a constant rate of 20 degrees. Uh, so everyone's saying hello to Frank and Tony. Frank has just finished. See, that's dedication. He's just finished work and he's coming here to say hello to us.
Hi,
Um,
Frank.
you're saying hi, Frank. Okay. See, my little Frank, my little boy is ill today, so he's not being his usual active self. So I've got him here, holding him like a little baby. Uh, it's so wet. I'm hoping for a bit of sun tomorrow morning. We didn't have a bad day today actually. We're in Leeds. It was windy, but it wasn't too windy. There was quite a fairly constant wind, but it wasn't like a gale or anything like that. Uh, the sun was out, and for most of the day it wasn't raining. It didn't start raining until about 6 o'clock, so it wasn't bad today for us. So you've got heat. Have you still got them on heat, or might be an idea to start taking them off heat now, uh, and just keep them on somewhere sunny. Uh, need to need a week without bucketing it down so the dry the swamp that's my plot. Um, we don't normally put down wood chips on our paths or anything like that. But there's two bits of garden that's just got really unsafe at the minute. It's it's because we're on heavy clay. It's just like do you know um, when it gets wet, it's muddy and slippy. So we've put down a couple of inches of wood chips over them, just so we can limit that risk of slipping. You okay? Do you want a blanket? Yeah. Okay. There you go. So Shubs is here. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I think the sun will shine tomorrow, but it'll be very cold. If the sun's shining tomorrow, I want to get out in the garden. I'm fed up of being stuck inside. On the weekends, just being stuck in, and that's what it's been like for the last few weeks. And if it stops raining for long enough, I'm outside. Kelly's got a yellow warning of snow. Um, how's it been so far with the snow where you are? Uh, my chicken pen is just mud at this point. What do you have on the floor, Mike? Because if you can get some wood chips or bits of as much leaves as you can and stuff like that, and just get a good couple foot of that stuff down, and let that compost even on the floor. It'll help with your mud matters as well. So with our chicken run, last about 2 weeks ago we harvested a ton bag of chicken compost, and today we added about 7 or 8 wheelbarrow loads of wood chips onto the floor of the chicken run. Um, so I put them on a windowsill as soon as they came up. Just keep What I do is just keep pinching them out. Told that you can cope with them in the house. So for us, we can cope with them for a maximum for about 3 foot, and we'll just keep pinching them out and won't let them get anywhere bigger than that. Um, because the real thing is you want the roots to develop and be strong. So when you plant them out, they'll grow nicely outside. You're not too worried about the top growth at the moment, but the roots is where you want all that focus to be. I'm tired. Been digging the garden. Uh, what have you been doing today? And is it wet where you are? So Carl saying Phillipstown Nordic allotment. I just finished making up a brassica cage. It's simple structure but effective. I was building it in snow at one point.
Hadi que t'arrives au Russie.
Khadija, she wants meatballs and pasta. So plain meatballs with pasta.
Me too. I want
Pasta,
plain
spaghetti
Yeah,
meal,
yeah,
pasta.
yes, spaghetti.
She said she didn't have chicken.
Tomorrow. So yeah, getting the kids to eat. See, getting them to pick one thing when, one thing that they can both agree on. That's a tricky one. So Kelly, it's not been too bad for snow where Kelly is. It's lying on the higher ground though. Tuesday night we picked my wife's finally back. My wife came back on Tuesday, and I had to pick her up from Manchester Airport on Tuesday. And at one point we were driving through what seemed like a blizzard, and it was just snow everywhere. You could
such
barely
a
see
blizzard.
when there was snow everywhere. Can you remember when we went to get Amma from the airport? It was
Yeah.
so snowy on the motorway, wasn't it? Did I just see Dojo allotment specialist coming in? Dojo man, where have you been? Dojo, where have you been? Long time no see. How are you keeping, man? Um, so yeah, I hope you're well. I hope everything's going all right. Da, 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 da. Nick saying I'm good at the Kilted Gardener, just fed up with the rain. Yeah, Nick, I completely agree with you there. Yeah, it's not been too bad. Today sun was out, so I decided to dig the garden as getting ready for an extension that's going to be built. Were you digging the foundations for the new extension? Uh, Everyone's saying hello to Dojo. You remember Phillipstown allotment? It's Carl. Um, so wife's back. I couldn't see that. I see any sweat on your brow.
Hi, Dojo.
So Leslie's been working on your fairy garden.
Hi, Dojo.
Leslie's been working on a fairy garden.
It's a fairy garden.
So Tayyib's asking, what's a fairy garden? It's like a pretty little area that they make for fairies. Um,
I've seen an advert on TV of a toy, and the toy was called My Fairy Garden, and it was like you can put stickers on your bedroom wall, and and like use the fairy figure things and the animals and play with them.
see, see, it's similar sort of thing, but this is outside.
But they can do it outside
See,
too.
look, Leslie's saying it's a pretty garden for fairies to visit.
Fairies
So,
don't exist.
yeah, so it's like what you just said, but it's at her allotment. So it's just a little pretty area for everyone to have a look at and sit down. You're very hot. You're very hot. You need some alcohol. Um, so what's going on? What have I missed? I just have soil in the chicken pen, but to cover with wood chips, we would need so much wood chips. I can't afford that at the moment. Mike, have you tried chasing tree surgeons up? But I know it's harder for you guys in the country to get stuff because no one wants to throw stuff away where you are. Um, so no, my garden is higher, so I'm digging it to one level so builder can start digging foundations when the rain stops. Ah, okay, okay. Um, so you're gonna have a lot of soil to be shifting. Heather Foley's here. Heather, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. How is life treating you? So I just got my tomato and pepper seed started earlier today. Fantastic. Have you got anything else going at the moment? Oh, that's the other thing that I've got growing at the moment. I've got my okra popping up. So I've got quite a couple of varieties of okra. So
Is it a whale?
no, that's an orca.
Okay.
Yeah, the cane that I swap them around. So yeah, we've got some okra growing. They're about 2 inches tall. So I've got two varieties. I've got one
Okra
called.
has a C, not a K.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's correcting me on my spelling. Yeah. So yeah, they're a couple of inches tall. With one of the plots, what I did was I just took a small pot and just chucked loads of seeds down, and waited for them to pop up. So I transplanted them into. Well, I transplanted them yesterday and gave them a bit more space, but they've gone a bit droopy. They don't seem very happy since I transplanted them. So I think they're just sulking until they find the roots. So we'll see in a couple of days, see how they're going. Is Tony still here? Tony, um,
How many toes are there?
there's two Tonys that come in. You know the one you call Tony Stark.
Yeah, I know. Not
Yeah.
Tony Stark. I know Tony Stark died anyway. But he makes one last comeback.
Yeah. So the one you call Tony Stark, and there's another Tony that comes in as well. Um, so Shubs has got about 4 builder loads of skips to shift of soil. That's a lot of soil. So you're trying celery and fenugreek seeds for the green shoots. Fenugreek's absolutely amazing. Fenugreek is absolutely amazing herb. Do you know it's so good for your immune system. It's absolutely brilliant for your immune system. It's fantastic. So does anyone know of any chicken resistant plants that could suck up some of the water? Unless you've got trees, um, Mike. Unless you've got some trees growing, I can't think of anything
Dad, when are we gonna get some trees in our house?
in the house.
No, I mean like in our garden.
What trees do you want?
Trees that could grow big enough to become a tree house.
Well, we've got one of those trees at the bottom.
I want a tree house.
Yeah, we've got one of those trees, so you can build a tree house in that one.
Well, you build it.
Okay. Another job for me to do: build you a tree house.
Not just for me.
Bless, you can hear he's not. See, Leslie's saying you can hear your voice is not well. So never grown okra or had it. Dave, Dave, you need to try it, mate. I love them. It's often called they're called ladies' fingers. Yeah, a lot of the time they're called ladies' fingers, or in if you go into an Indian restaurant, they'll call them bindi. Try some bindi with lamb. You'll love it, man. I think you'll love it.
Is it lamb ham?
No, lamb is sheep. That's what you eat.
It's when?
Yeah. So okra grows great here because it's so hot in the summer. It's very hit and miss here. We have to grow it in a greenhouse. Last year it was really bad. Hopefully this year it'll be better. So Mike's got lots of trees and bushes. So they're going to be the best thing to suck up water. Um, but other than that, I just think or if you can get loads of straw down on the soil, that'd help. But you'd need a lot of straw down. So Tony's. Come on, buddy. Come on, look. You can come on. Oh, we've got another one that's not very well. Oh. Hey, look, you're on TV. You're on TV again. Say hello to him. Okay, come here.
Come to me then.
So yeah, he's not well either. So it's a bit of a tough time at home at the minute. Um, so Nick's gonna start his microgreens tomorrow. Uh, the last ones I tried were pea shoots, but they didn't do very well. Nick, where'd you get your microgreen seeds from? Uh, and Dean's back as well. Dean, I didn't even know you disappeared, mate. Uh, so I saw some. So Izzy's saying I saw some peas for shoots yesterday to try it for the first time. Do you know with peas for shoots, can you just keep picking them as they keep growing? So you can just keep picking them and yeah, just keep picking them and keep going away. Yeah, Tony O'Neill is already a superhero. Yeah, that's the one we call Tony Stark. Talha Iqbal is here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you doing, kiddo? Um, Mike, how many chickens have you got? How many chickens have you got? Have you got? My advice is to make the chicken run smaller for a short while. The chickens will compact the soil, turn the ground over, help with turn the ground over and help with drainage. Uh, See, I'm soaking some peas to plant tomorrow for pea shoots. You were free from class. Talha, I wasn't free. All classes came to my house, so I was teaching from my house. So every class that should have been at your house, we're teaching from mine. So my classes weren't cancelled. So 45 chickens in the equivalent space of a standard allotment. Uh, Mike's got a nice little flock there. Is my wife back from Bangladesh? Yes, she is. She came back on Tuesday. Uh, am I way behind in the chat? I think I'm way behind in the chat. So, so Dean said something about cat's fault. Dean, I don't know what the cat's fault is. I think I missed a comment, and I don't want to scroll back up in case I get lost again. Uh, I saw my peas really thick and put some weights on top until they start to sprout uh, their tails, then uncover. Okay. I'm gonna just try some salad mix seeds that I bought online. Peas from Wilco. See, I was looking at microgreen seeds, but trying to get if you're growing for microgreens, you need a lot of seeds. Um, and Kelly, you sent me a couple of links in on Facebook actually, didn't you? Nick, I could send those over if you wanted, because Kelly sent me a couple of links on Facebook where some good source of microgreens. Yeah, you just keep picking them. They grow back. Taste it. Yes, Monty. Peas shoots outside can be harvested continuously until the plant really wants to start to flower. Um, Leslie's seeds are not doing well because the cat's lying on the trays on the windowsill. Uh,
Naughty
okay.
cat.
Okay. No, so I thought you were saying naughty cat. um, as long as you don't use the tray as a litter tray, you'll be lucky. Yeah, you'll be alright. Um, is
It's
it
to be called a little box.
a litter box? What? I'm getting correct. Corrected with everything today. I haven't the space for loads of seeds, so I'm trying to. I'm going to try a couple of trays to start with. A couple of trays to start with. Do you know with the microgreens? Do you eat a lot of raw leaves and stuff? Is that part of your diet? Because I struggle trying to get that into a diet. I don't mind some leafy stuff in a sandwich, but eating them on top of that, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to fit that into your diet. So that's one of the things that I need to figure out to try and get more green leaves into my diet, and how the in a way that's going to work. Um, so I started some regular ghost peppers and some chocolate ghost pepper. All those chocolate ghost peppers sound
What's those peppers?
ghost peppers. The little chilies. They're really hot. So chocolate ghost peppers sounds good.
So they're just
Uh,
chocolate shaped as a ghost pepper.
they're just chocolate color, but they're quite hot. So time for winter thermals tomorrow. Brian, I'm the same. I want some warm weather. I want some nice weather to just relax and just sit in the sun with a t-shirt. Uh, yeah, need it. I've got plenty of sunflower seeds, Heather, so I'll have to give them a try. Yeah, we're waiting for Nick's sunflower challenge. We're very excited about that. So Nick does a sunflower challenge every year, and he's sent out loads and loads of seeds to people this year. Uh, we've
I know.
we've got. So you were saying hi, Nick. We've got we've got we've got we've got Nick's seeds waiting to get going. So Frank's got a few tomatoes in, and 2 tubs of spuds. We were I bought some spuds today. We bought so I've got Red Duke of York. My mum bought those a few weeks ago, so they're like a first early, and then we've got went and bought Desiree, and I think you've got Desiree as well, and King Edwards. Those two varieties they're a very old traditional variety, but it's just so I just think you can't go wrong with them, you know. Um, so pea shoots will wilt down very much like spinach. Ah, okay. You can blend them with blueberries into a smoothie, so microgreens. Nick, I saw your comment about checking out Ryan. Ryan, I've seen it was watching Ryan's videos is the stuff that's actually got me interested in growing it. I just need to get around to doing it. Um, Leslie, what am I having for dinner? Uh, there is some pasta and bolognese. See, that's the kind of dinner. That's the kind of food I normally pasta, rice.
Not
Uh,
having any
you're
bolognese.
not having any bolognese, okay? But you're gonna have meatballs, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna eat them
So,
separate. You can't eat
Nick
them
says hello to you
together.
as well.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, you've said hi, Nick, about 3 times now. So I'm ready for the sunflower challenge this year. I didn't do so well last year.
No, not
See,
potatoes.
I joined the sunflower challenge late last year, and last year we had a horrible year for sunflowers. Yeah, our sunflowers normally grow all right, but last year was just really poor. So hopefully we'll get a better year this year. I remember growing sunflower when I was younger. I raised it like it was my child. How tall did you manage to grow it, Shubs? So, do you have any chickweed growing in your garden? It's a great wild spring. Uh, can I plant any type of the? So, Nick, Sophia's asking, can she plant any type of sunflower for your sunflower challenge? So, no, I don't. But good tip, thank you. Maybe I'll go foraging for the chickweed. Um, Dean, see you later, mate. Have a good evening. And I'll probably be knocking off a little bit earlier than normal today. Uh, I'm gonna go and help out downstairs. I can still hear the boy crying, so
Can I carry on the line?
you want to carry on the live? I think you need to rest, mate. I think you need to rest. Um, I won't start the sunflower challenge till towards the end of March, when the weather is more suitable for them to grow. So there, Nick's gonna do the sunflower challenge at the end of March, so everyone keep an eye out for Nick's announcement of it, and we'll pile in on that. Can't remember. I was about 10 years ago, but it was taller than. Oh, it'll be a normal sunflower is gonna be taller than the 9-year-old you. Looks like I'll be joining the challenge. Absolutely, you should definitely do it. Robert, my wife's back, so I'm safe. I'm safe again now. Yeah. Um, so that's why you can see me relaxing as much, and they're not here taking over the place. But yeah, so okay, I'll go. I'm gonna go and help as well. Um, just before we go, I'm gonna go. I'm going now to prep for my own. So Mike's gonna do a live stream. Well, Mike, if you want to go live, tell me when you've gone live, and we'll raid your chat. We'll raid your live stream. So if you want to go live, go and get ready to go live. If you can go, and then we'll all pile into your live stream from here. Have you grown kohlrabi? I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to start from that from seeds. Yes, I've got. Heather, yeah, I've grown kohlrabi. Dean was just here. He's one that grows giant kohlrabi. It's a good time to start kohlrabi now. You're right, buddy. Come on.
Daddy?
Yeah. Hey, you seem a bit happier now. You seem a bit happier now. What are you doing? Yeah, look. Say hello to everyone.
Hey everyone!
Tony's back. Tony, sorry guys, had to go. I'm at... Okay, put that away.
No.
Tony, not a problem. We understand you're at work.
It's falling!
I hope you're staying safe.
It's falling!
I hope you're staying safe in the winds and everything.
Zaki!
So everyone will have plenty of time for sunflower. Okay. Can you turn the sound down on that? Because it's really distracting. See, everyone's saying hello to you. Everyone's saying hello to you. He's not. See, they've all been ill for the last couple of days. So he's had his they've got like this sickness and diarrhea bug. So he's had it. My daughter's had it. The boys got it, and I'm just waiting for my turn.
You better be.
So check out the newsletter tomorrow. So Tony does a. So Tony's got a blog, and he sends out regular newsletters. If anyone doesn't know Tony's UK Here We Grow blog and newsletters, go and check them out. They are very informative. Can you just turn that off? Because it's really distracting. There you go. You can listen to it at that volume. If someone wants, they're really informative. They're well worth having a read and checking them out because it's full of full. You can tell how much work he puts into it. Anyway, they're full of the pack's full of information. Mike, if you set yours up, let us know when you're live, and we'll raid your. No, don't. Keep it low.
Zaki, you coming here?
Yeah.
Dad, can you give Zaki to me?
No, I don't want to go right now. Leave him because he's gonna. I'll have to sign up for your blogs. Robert, they're well worth it. They're well worth having a look. It's too loud. So get it done before the morning, and you'll get tomorrow's letter automatically. Right. While we're waiting for Mike to set up his live stream, how's it been with the missus home, Tony? It's been such a relief. Finally, you know. yeah, it's been such a relief. It's nice having it's nice having her back. It's so nice having her back. And
I miss mommy too.
paradise.
I miss mommy too.
You miss mummy too. Yeah, I missed her. I think. Mm. I can see the relief in your face. See, you've seen how crazy. No more pizza for breakfast for the kids. What are you doing? Yeah, absolutely. No more pizza for the breakfast for the kids. Right. I think we need to do a couple of shout outs for everyone.
What's a
Um,
shout out?
if anyone, right, who wants to, let's. We haven't done this for a while, so let's give some shout out. Paul, yeah, he's full of knowledge. Puts loads of stuff out there. Again, Nick's allotment diary. He's putting out loads of videos, loads of useful information. Who doesn't? If you don't know Nick's allotment diary, go and check him out. Great guy, uh, absolutely brilliant guy. Supports. Not only does he know loads of stuff about gardening, he's really supportive of the YouTube community as well. Lovely guy. If you're into giant veg, go and check out Dean's Lost the Plot. Yeah, go and check out Dean's Lost the Plot. He's doing loads and loads and
No,
loads.
go to
He's
Malta.
doing loads and loads of stuff. He's entering loads of competitions on growing giant leeks. Last year we met him at Malvern. He looked after my kids. He gave them rides around Malvern all day.
Dad,
Lovely guy. His wife was there. Giant cabbages, everything. Brilliant.
Dad,
Mm.
remember there's a pumpkin almost the size of me?
I think the pumpkin was bigger than you, mate.
No, it wasn't.
Thanks. I wasn't asking for that though. I just wanted to say the letter will show the wreckage here. No, no, Tony. I think we need to give some shout outs for everyone. I think because we need to make sure that everyone needs to because I used to do a lot of shout outs for people, and for some reason we stopped on live streams. What's the matter? And I think we need to do some. What's the matter? Stop being so grumpy. What have you done? There you go. So again, what's the matter? It can't be played in the background. There you go. There you go. Put that down. Okay, no, you need to take it down. Oh, come on, buddy. Right. Does anyone know if Mike's gone live yet? Because he's starting. He's starting now. The little man. So little man's getting a bit rowdy. So Kelly again. If you don't know Kelly's kitchen garden, she's
What's wrong?
someone needs you.
Look, you can see Baba.
I'm trying to give everyone
What do
shout
you wanna
outs,
watch?
but
You wanna watch? What do you wanna watch? That. Okay.
so Mike's about to go live. All right, Mike, if you can hurry up a little bit, because no, sound down, because we're about to lose it here. Inside Kate's kitchen is here. Kate, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I'm just. Do you have to be so
Whose
mean?
phone is this? That's over there.
That's your Emma's phone. Don't be so mean. Don't be so mean.
I'm waiting for the video for him as he's sat on the stool and he
Frank,
watched it laughing.
I'll meet you over at Mike's live stream. So
Is it ending?
we're gonna do a raid into Mike's live stream.
Bye!
And before I disappear, before we finish,
It's lunchtime.
Khadija, quiet please. Khadija,
We're supposed to be eating.
Okay, just one second. Just one second. Before before we go, okay,
Jeez.
just can't. So I'm just getting a link for Mike's live stream. There's Mike's live stream. There's the chat to Mike's live stream. So you can call it hashtag MFG raid, and we'll raid into Mike's live stream. So if you can call, if you can type in MFG raid, and we'll raid Mike's live stream. So we'll carry the chat on over there. Kelly, sorry I couldn't give you a proper shout out. The kids went a bit crazy. See, if you don't know Kelly's Kitchen Garden, go and say hello because she's full of knowledge. She's getting lots of recognition on what she's getting lots of recognition from outside of YouTube as well. Thompson and Morgan have done a couple of articles on her. So she's doing good things. So you'll learn lots from her. So go and say hello to her as well. So there we go. Mike, your comments are turned off. Mike, your comments are turned off. So if you're still here, your comments are turned off. So you need to get your comments turned back on. Right, guys. Thanks very much for joining and spending some time with us this evening. I'm gonna go and help my wife and get these kids settled. You guys have been brilliant as always. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I know he's got comments turned off. I'm trying to tell him that he needs to turn his comments off. But I'm not sure what he's gonna do. He's starting again. Okay, no problem. Right, I'm gonna leave it here. So there we go.
Assalamu alaikum.